Alright, so... Oh, we need to screen share, but this is probably going to be Warrior, as we always do Warrior when it comes up.
Yeah. Arena Warriors Meta. Good afternoon, Greifer.
Greifer, not going to pronounce the rest. Niaz du Greifer, is that correct? Good afternoon. And good afternoon, Darkseeker, welcome back.
Yeah,
This
good.
coffee is really hot right now. I just burnt my lips.
Hey, should we pick Warrior? And
Yeah.
get 12 wins.
We could try.
Well, I saw a screenshot of the Tannen Grace, the one and only. He got 12 wins with Warrior, and I was like, if he can do it, we can do it.
I think it's obviously...
Even though he's very experienced, like he's actually...
Yeah, I wanted to try and become really, really experienced with this class in Arena, so... Yep. I'm cool with this.
It's hard because you're trying to shift with the TGT meta and also make a good Warrior deck.
Yeah.
So it might be hard, but...
Let's create Grim Patron Warrior right here in Arena.
Yes. Frothing Berserker is okay, right?
Well, yeah, actually, well, Patron and Frothing Berserker are Grim Patron cards. Alright, yeah, Frothing Berserker's the pick here.
I mean, actually...
I was actually saying let's make Patron, but... No, that'd be dumb.
Ice Rager. Have you tried Ice Rager?
Yeah, I have.
Is it any good?
It's alright. Like, if you have means to protect it, like... So in Warrior, it might be okay if you have a few weapons. If you have a few taunts in your deck, it's okay. If you have like tempo gaining cards, it's quite good. Okay. To keep it on the board, because obviously it's doing 5 damage each turn. But otherwise, it's obviously hard to keep alive. If you're behind, it's awful.
Oh.
I would actually go with Swampoos anyway.
Yeah, Ooze is the consistent one anyway. So. Obviously, Clockwork Knight doesn't have synergy with itself.
Yo Striker 10 is a brave thing to pick a Warrior Arena, but we always do it. We always do it.
Yeah. Since the protest, we've been rallying. We've been rallied.
Yeah, we've been rallied. Yeah.
We've been rallied. So.
For those who aren't aware, I'm sure many of you are already aware anyway, the adopter Arena Warriors meta thing. Since then, we were like, yeah, you know what, let's just pick Warrior every time, because I'm tired of Paladin. Clockwork Knight is good.
Yeah,
I'm good with Clockwork Knight here.
5/5, let's go. Oh, Clockwork
yeah.
Knight synergy.
Yeah.
The other two are rubbish. So.
Yeah, I mean, Novice Engineer isn't terrible. It's not really that good. I mean, it's a 1/1, so it's bad already. In Warrior, it's slightly worse because of whirlwind effects. Like, you want to be picking shit like Deathbite, for example.
Yeah, but that's not why it's bad.
No, but it's not that bad because the draw card is actually quite important in Warrior.
Yeah.
Because draw effects are just really hard to come by. But yeah, Force Tank.
Force Tank. It is not better than Force Tank Knight. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying.
Oh boy. This.
I mean, I don't mind Gadget Sand. It depends on what we feel like the deck is doing. Because if we hadn't picked that Force Tank, and if we were a little bit later on, I might even go with Core Hound. But like, we're 4 picks in, and we already have 1 late game bomb. Don't think we need another one at this point, and Core Hound is obviously bad. So
yeah, we'll pick. I think we could pick Jouster.
Yeah, I think Jouster's fine.
Once again, I haven't used Jouster yet myself, so
I haven't used it either, but I've not really been that impressed with it. But yeah, let's just pick it.
Just doesn't do anything that you're really excited about anyway. That's why it's. I don't know.
Well, establishing a board that early in the game is actually once again important for Warrior, because Like a one drop like this allows us to pick something like Cruel Taskmaster without feeling bad that it's not a 2-drop.
Okay.
For example,
yeah, that makes sense.
Shattered Sun is my pick, although, and the reason I would pick Shattered Sun is because Warrior 2-drops are not very good. Again, Cruel Taskmaster is a key example, but if we want to use like Armor Smith, getting the 2 attack or the 3 attack on either of those minions makes them a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And obviously Shattered Sun is just good in general, but you know, looking ahead to what we might be picking.
Yeah, it works with Gadgets and Jalsa as well.
Yep. Cool.
We're going second, right? Okay, so we had this conversation about Cavalde Raider yesterday. It's just not good in Warrior anyway, because
yeah,
Warrior Hero Power will become 2 mana. Give this thing +2/+2, and that's what we would be using it for. So
Iston says the problem with Jouster is that Warrior has no real way to capitalize on it when it is a 1/2. I mean, it does have Cruel Taskmaster, and you can also back it up with like a Fiery War Axe, something like that. Having like a ping on the board, even if it's in the form of a 1/2, isn't terrible. It's just obviously you don't want that. So it has a few ways of capitalizing on it. They're not that great. Yeah, I mean, it's not a good card generally anyway.
yeah, no, it's not.
I don't think it is that good.
I don't know, I don't think many people are very excited about it.
Oh shit, I didn't change the score from yesterday. It still says 8-2.
I'm unsure. I mean, I don't like Shield Block, but I don't like either of these. I don't like any of these cards. So I'm trying to
So
convince myself which one might be better, but because I don't know about Ice Rager,
I don't think any of these cards are that bad. Cavalde Raider he actually makes us okay with hero powering, because at this point in the game, it's not unlikely for us to be hero powering. Earlier in the game, like if it was like Silverhand Regent, for example, we don't really want to be hero powering on turn 4.
Yeah.
On turn 6, it can happen because you put your hero power and put a 4-drop or something, or whatever. It's not that bad, and you could also put it on turn 7 and just get it as a 6/6 straight away.
Yeah.
Shield Block is just there for the card draw, but it's 3 mana, so I personally wouldn't pick it over Cavalde Raider unless it was further down the pick and we just had absolutely no card draw.
Yeah, I don't.
And Ice Rager is the same, actually. I would only pick Ice Rager further down in the draft if we saw that our deck was quite aggressive, and at the moment it doesn't actually look that way.
I can.
So I would just go with
stand by
Cavalde.
that, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I mean, Abusive Sergeant is a way to make Gadgets and Jouster work, right?
Yeah, I don't mind Abusive Sergeant.
I don't know, because of the decks that we've drafted previously that have been the Warrior decks that we drafted previously. They've never really been heavy on the late game. It's
no. One of our Warrior runs has been quite heavy on late game, and we did quite well with it.
Okay.
I'm interested to try out Capture Jormungandr because of how big its health pool is. So it's easily comboable with things like Rampage. Anything that requires shit to be hit, like Battle Rage, which is what Instance just mentioned earlier. And I think that's like Battle Rage is quite an important card in Warrior. I've kind of discovered.
Okay.
So
we'll go with it. We'll go with it just because
I haven't tried it. So
it's new as well.
Yeah.
War Golem very often falls short for me anyway. Like
between War Golem and Capture Jormungandr, I'll go with Jormungandr for sure. Yeah. Istins agrees. Jouster is decent in Rogue, Mage, and Druid, and probably Paladin. I think it's decent in Druid and Mage, depending on what your deck looks like. In Rogue, it would be hard to get the Joust off, but if it doesn't get it off, once again, I don't think you're too bothered. I don't think it's great in Rogue, though. In Paladin, again, it's same as the Mage Druid thing. But Paladin is less frequent drafting a heavier deck than those two classes. Because they're more tempo orientated at the moment. Shattered Sun?
Yeah. Okay,
unless you want to go with a taunt deck.
No, fuck that. Don't like a taunt deck in constructed. Why would I do it in arena? Oh, okay. We don't like Mukla, do we?
Not really, no. Not really, no. I don't think, at the moment, our deck isn't fast enough to justify Mukla.
I don't think so either. No, I don't. I agree. I don't like Mukla for this. Myxna.
I mean, Myxna is the pick here.
I was drawn to Myxna very quickly when I saw the option, so I think it fits. Having a 6 would be really good. It kills shit. Always kills shit unless it gets silenced. So
it's not. I mean, it's obviously good and annoying if it can't be dealt with. Like very annoying if it can't be dealt with.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just prone to shit like silence and shit, which doesn't make it that good. But
it's okay though. Once again, the argument for captured Jormungandr holds true for this as well, right? It's got a high health pool, so if we can draft like rampages or battle rages.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't. That's only if it would get silenced. Like, it doesn't. It's nowhere near as good as Jormungandr.
I'm just.
But yeah. I get what you're saying. Anyways, yeah. And actually, the removal is important though, because we're not using our own health. It was the other thing. We're not using our own health, which is often how Warrior has its removal, through weapons or whatever. If we're constantly using weapons, which at the moment we have none.
Yes.
Then, whatever. Execute. Going with execute. Makes Gadgets and Jouster okay.
Yeah, give me some of that execute.
Looking at Cultmaster. We're going to have to start picking some 2-drops though.
Yes. We're also going to have to start picking some 4s. And Cultmaster's an okay one.
Well, 4s are easier to come by in Warrior than 2s are. Good 4s, I mean.
Yeah.
But draw is very hard to come by, I think. Because even Battle Rage is not very reliable as a card draw mechanic. No. Cultmaster isn't either, but it's more reliable than Battle Rage.
Well, we don't have Battle Rage, so I'd go with Cultmaster here anyway.
I think Mukla and Baron are actually just really bad. Well, Baron is really bad anyway, just because the stats are bad and the effect is just doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect our board in any way. Most of the time.
Yeah, we don't even have any death rounds.
We don't have any death rounds. So the pick was obviously Myxna, but I think Mukla's sometimes important to consider if you look at your own deck. Like if our deck was looking really, really fast, I think Mukla would be a quite an excellent option.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
It's you gotta be careful with Mukla, I think.
We said we needed to pick 2-drops, but I think we need a weapon as well.
Just I love Arcanite Reaper, man. You know what? You know what? You know why I think I like Arcanite Reaper? Because I like Assassin's Blade, and they're both 5-mana weapons. Even though Assassin's Blade's a lot cooler.
They're both 5-mana weapons. That makes them
And-
exciting. I think that makes them unexciting.
No, but I don't know why I like it. And what's bad about Arcanite Reaper is the artwork is wrong and not indicative of what it originally looked like in World of Warcraft. But all
Okay.
that aside, I like it. I would pick it. Awesome Commander's not good.
Yeah, I would, yeah, all right, fine.
But we could have crafted a patron deck. Let's just say.
I like this deck better when it was just a frothing berserker. Hey man, that always happens with Warrior. The more cards you draft, the worse it looks.
Yeah. We haven't had very exciting picks, to be honest.
No, we haven't.
Not so far.
We've had some okay ones. Like our deck isn't looking that bad. It's just the curve is so heavy at the moment.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm gonna go with upgrade here because
Yeah.
upgrade is actually pretty good.
Well, isn't it like Light's Justice?
Yeah, but
Just
it does.
a little bit
That's
worse.
no. It's sometimes it's a little bit better because that extra durability, you don't care that you don't have it. Like, I mean, instead of being a 1/4, it's a 1/3.
Oh, okay. Oh,
But if you have a weapon, it doesn't destroy it, and that's quite important because Warrior has loads of weapons, and you don't want to destroy it to equip a Light's Justice. So the other effect is actually good too.
gives you.
It's always 1 mana, 1 damage, but it's 1 mana, 1 damage twice most of the time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine anyway. The other two are not good, so. Right. Yeah. What Idston said about the about Mukula. Sorry. Warrior already has awkward combat. The bananas punish you when their guys stay alive at 1 health. Yeah. You can't really deal with that as Warrior unless you have Whirlwind or something, or Cruel Task, but not very reliable.
Upgrade Weaponsmith 3/3 axe. Yeah, we don't have the Weaponsmith yet though, man. We need these 4 drops, bro. Where are they?
Why is Evil Heckler 5 mana?
Oh man,
That's what our kids are gonna say.
no, our kids are gonna say, why is Evil Heckler 4 mana? Why is 3 mana 5 for 4 mana? Because power creep. Woo.
Why isn't that one drop?
What is Booty Bay
12?
Bodyguard? Why is it 2 mana overcosted? Or some crazy shit. Yeah, okay, so
What are you looking at here?
I don't even know. It's between
Lord of the Arena.
Lord of the Arena and Wolf Rider, yes.
Yeah. Lord of the Arena is fine.
A taunt is... We don't have one. And I'm all in for taunts right now because taunts are good. Wolf Rider, what is it? A 3 mana, 3 damage. So quite expensive. It's reach.
Wow.
It's not a 3-drop. It's like it's reach that we don't really need because this isn't an aggressive deck at the moment. It's not a 3-drop, like I said, and at the moment we only have 1 3-drop. So we need 3 drops and it's not 1. I don't know. It's just once again I hate picking late because we have so much. I think Lord of the Arena is better.
I think Lord of the Arena. We might in from what's been happening recently, I think we might get away with more late than we will having Wolf Riders.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Let's go with it. Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter's good.
I just saw Flying Machine and got really sad.
Hey man, if you can damage that thing and combo it with Rampage, boom.
Yeah, let's go
Even
with
though
Tidehunter
that's like
anyway.
a
I'm I'm glad you were excited about Tidehunter because I saw Flying Machine.
Tidehunter's not a bad.
No, I know. I'm just not
It
excited about it.
actually challenges Minibot. Eat that.
I like it. I like it.
Why? Oh my god! Ah, stop this.
Here's a flying machine and a piece of shit 2-drop and another piece of shit. Here's Despite and Fiery War Axe in the same pick. Okay, Despite is so good. It's so good, man. Like, I know, like, oh, jeez, I don't even know how to argue for Despite.
Okay, so what I would say about Deathspite in favor over Fiery War Axe in this pick is that we have Execute. We have Frothing Berserker. And that's it.
Okay, so maybe we can break it down this way. So, do we want a weapon that's going to be really powerful in the mid game and sacrifice maybe losing control of the board in the early game, or do we really value having the early game tempo more than being able to take the game in the mid game? Because even though most good decks that we're going to play against are going to be curving from 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deathspite is greedy, but when it comes, I think we might be able to win from turn 4 onwards.
Yeah,
more often than with
I agree with you. I think it's the better of the two weapons in its like controlling aspect. Like it can deal with a lot more things, basically.
Yeah.
But because we have quite a nice amount of late game, I think making a good transition from the mid game to the mid game to the late game can actually save us and win us a game. We do need those 2 drops though. Otherwise, snowballing could be something that just does us up the arse.
So what I was going to say as well against Fiery War Axe is maybe not so relevant, but it's still slightly relevant, is it doesn't actually kill all 3 drops. So, and it actually doesn't even kill all 2 drops if we're going to account for
Yeah.
Ancient Watchman or whatever the fuck it's called, or Argent Watchman, that's it. But Deathspite challenges 4s and 5s and some 6s, and
yeah. No, yeah, yeah, no, you're right.
Deathspite is losing less. Fiery War Axe is losing more value these days with the new cards coming out than Deathspite is.
Okay.
And like Itston says as well, obviously, once you use the first charge, you're challenging 5 health minions, and
yeah. Well, you're also challenging other large minions on the board if you have Execute in your hand. Like it have that synergy.
yes.
So right. So the question isn't which is the better card. The question is what do we need more, a 4-drop or a Fatty? Because I don't think it's in a rage.
We could we could go super greedy and just go with the Force Tank, but
to be honest, if we go with the Force Tank, we know what our deck is doing now. We need to survive into that late game.
And then
once we do,
slamming fatties,
yeah,
boom, boom,
exactly.
Boom.
Just fatty after fatty after fatty, and hope that wins us games. Like we made a deck like that already, and it did quite well. Even after we misplayed like our game number 8 or whatever. I remember remember it quite clearly. We went 8 wins or whatever, and we had fatties in the deck, but we just controlled until we got to the late game, and they couldn't deal with our bombs.
Yeah, but that was a deck with like 4 fire elementals, wasn't it?
No. This was a warrior deck.
Oh, the warrior deck. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the shaman deck.
This was a warrior deck.
Right.
We have 2 weapons to be able to control at that point. What we need to draft is a few more 2-drops, but I think having enough fatties is going to be...
Alright, we'll do that then.
It's going to keep us comfortable.
We'll go with the...
Also because, like, 4-drops are still plentiful in warrior.
You keep saying that.
I keep saying... every time I've said that in the last warrior draft, and we didn't end up drafting any of the good 4-drops. So I just keep jinxing it.
Magnetor Alpha.
Ooh.
You don't like the Aspirant, do you? I
don't think it's that good, but I mean, it's a 3/3 for 3.
Yeah, but you said yourself we need 2s. Oops, sorry, I'm making lots of noise. You said yourself.
I think having 3s isn't that bad if they have an impact in the late game, though.
Alright, yeah, maybe.
Because Ogrimmar Aspirant has that.
Well, I haven't tried it. We haven't tried it, so
we could go for it if you want.
Just to give it a shot. I mean, like, no one's going to tell us how good it is, right? Because people are still trying stuff. No one plays warrior.
Ooh. All right, so
Sludge Belcher does fit the strategy.
It does. I'm just looking at the chat at the moment. When you draw Arcanite Reaper into your hand, can someone shout Arcanite Reaper ho?
The 3/3 is close to blank. Yeah, we've spoken about it before. It's underwhelming, isn't it? But I haven't actually tried it yet, so maybe we'll find some use. I don't think so, but maybe. Because the Murloc Tide Hunters are actually blank protects, so
yeah. No, but they are two tokens, which is important.
Yeah, I think the Sludge Belcher is the fits the deck.
Yeah.
The Death Lord does not fit the deck.
No.
The Armor Smith is not a very good 2-drop, so if we're looking at 2-drops to help maintain some sort of control in the early game, Armor Smith's probably not going to do that anyway.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, it does that with Shattered Sun. If we have it in our hand, it can do that with Shattered Sun.
Yeah, but like that's not going to be if our curve is heavily late game favored.
Yeah.
We'd rather have 2-drops that can stand on their own.
Yeah, obviously.
We might not have synergy. We're just going to be dropping huge things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So Sludge Belcher.
Oh, here's Battle Rage if you want.
I would rather Dragonkin just because we need 4s.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think we're going to be struggling with card draw in this deck.
We'll see.
Well, we have a lot of.
I do agree with.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. Obviously, saying that is pretty dangerous. We have Cult Master for card draw. So.
Yeah, just go with the Dragonkin. You can't. It's good for our curve, so the most important thing.
I don't want another Arcanite.
I do not want another Arcanite.
I would go for Gnomish for the body.
Yeah, the Gnomish could be good. If
35 minutes and you're not done crafting. Hey, yesterday it took us like 45.
Yeah, we're almost done. If anything, the Gnomish Inventor it gives us some more options, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm okay with it.
Fencing coach.
Clunker.
Fencing coach in warrior. Scrooge and Clunker, we don't have any mechs. Well, we have 2 mechs. 3 mechs.
Talking about
mechs.
fencing coach in warrior, I was actually talking about that card earlier on. So.
Oh yeah, but that's in constructed.
Fencing coach in constructed. Man.
Actually, you know what? Fencing coach in warrior allows us to use are inspire mechanics. That's basically, that battle cry basically says the next time you inspire, it's free. It's like a free inspire.
Yeah, that's what it is in Warrior. Yeah.
We have 1 inspire, and it's still conditional.
Well, 2. No, we have.
Oh,
Cavalde.
oh yes, Cavalde. Yeah, sorry. All right.
So it would allow us to put Cavalde Radar on 5 and it be a 6/6.
However, I would rather Lights Champion because
it's-
we just
it's
need the
still a-
body.
Yeah, it's still a 2/2 fencing coach. So
Yeah.
not a big fan,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Interesting to consider, though. Interesting to consider.
North Sea Kraken, move on.
Whoa, man! North Sea Kraken, look at this deck.
Talk about late game deck, man. You
Oh yeah, no, I know. This is
picked it yet.
full
It
on
hasn't
late
come
game.
up for me yet, man.
I've had it in a few drafts.
Pick that shit. I want. Even though I
Alright,
won't be able
let's
to
do it.
be the one slamming it on the board with my mouse. At least I'll see it.
Oh my gosh.
Clockwork Knight. Next.
Not bolster, yeah? We got 2 taunts in this deck? Not bolster?
Bolster's not even good and constructed. I mean, I don't think it is anyway. I have to
Ooh.
try.
So, anti-Keelbot works for this deck.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does, because if we lose the early game, but we recover the late game, anti-Keelbot can bring us back into a spot to where we're comfortable.
I don't think.
Unless you would just want
It's a
to just go
card, though.
straight up execute.
It's a card like that. What bothers me about it is that it's a card, right? So, even though it brings you back, I don't know if it fits so much in this meta because people aren't running very aggressive decks. So, sure, it brings you back, but it's a 3/3 and a card.
Yeah.
We're a warrior, so we only get value from cards and not from hero power or anything. So
I just thought
I
it was
would prefer
important to
taunt.
consider. I think it was important to consider because if we do fall that far behind, but then we recover enough that the only way they can win is by bursting us, and then we have an anti-kill bot. It has an important role to play in that situation. But then our hero power does that anyway, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the other argument, isn't it?
so maybe just execute. Yeah.
I think Lost Soul Strider fits the curve, so I would actually have picked Lost Soul Strider over Antique, but
Okay.
obviously execute is
No, we could go with Lost Soul
it's a high
Strider if you're feeling it.
consideration.
We have 1 4-drop and a Death Bite. The other 2 are not really 4-drops. Gnomish Inventor if you're struggling for a 4-drop, which we are at the moment.
Well,
Cult Master is just absolute no.
maybe. I mean, I feel like what having the second execute would do is allow us to play the executes more freely, so we're not so upset playing an execute for tempo,
Right.
rather than when you would rather play execute for value.
Yeah,
right?
that's why I would have picked Execute. That's why I would have picked Execute. Should we just pick it?
I'm not sure, but I'm okay with execute. Yeah, I do think Lost Tool Strider fits the curve, but
Actually, I'm feeding Lost Soul Strider as well. We can't afford to not have this made.
all right, yeah,
We can't afford to because we need that transition. We just need it.
Yeah, so it still says that it's Tool Strider's the pick based on the
Yeah.
curve. Yeah.
Ooh. I think I've only ever had a brawl in Arena once. People don't play around it. People especially do not play around it.
Right, Bouncing Blades. Bouncing Blades not good.
No, I don't.
Random's bad.
I'm
Faceless
not a fan of
is-
Faceless. Don't like it.
Ugh.
It just trades for whatever minion you Faceless from their side, and if you Faceless a minion from your side, that minion is probably good enough that like okay, so it's just another bomb that you're playing, so it just becomes a 5 mana bomb. We don't really need bombs in this deck. And it's like an unreliable bomb as well.
Well, what Brawl allows you to do is transition into the late game. So, I mean, that's what you use it in Constructed for, is either bridging into the late game or to outvalue your opponent if they play into it.
Yeah.
So.
Which they often do because Brawl is an epic and Warriors are infrequent. So it's just, this is just, you just never play around this shit.
No, you wouldn't. I would pick it, fuck it, whatever. The other two aren't, but I don't like the other two so much.
Mech Warper.
Yes.
Oh, Iron Fur Grizzly's not that bad actually because of the taunt, but Mech Warper, we need the 2s.
Yeah. We don't have any 2s. We have 2.
So let me just read what chat. Most people don't. Yeah, actually, that was something that's interesting to say. What Iston said about the fencing coach. People are using it incorrectly a lot in Arena. They play it and then use their hero power rather than finding a way to use their hero power then playing it, so that the next time they use their hero power it's free, which gains far more tempo than just playing it and using your hero power.
Well, it depends if you have something to use your hero power.
Oh yeah, sure. It also depends on your class. Like sometimes you just don't care that it costs 0. Classes where it might matter, obviously mage. Priest, it can be really good for tempo. Depending on the situation. So like, but I see a lot of people not exploit that kind of the amount of tempo it can gain. I just see them drop it, play their hero power straight up. I see even some people do that and then float 2 mana at the end of the turn, and I'm like, what? What are you doing?
I'm looking at Corker and Elite here, by the way.
Yeah, so am I.
I think it could be good as a 4 mana 4 damage, I guess. I don't think Volcanic Drake fits very well. Once again, we don't need. It's not really a good 6, so you don't really want it for the 6.
Yeah,
that's having a 6-drop would be fine, but it's not a 6-drop.
Yeah.
And Nightblade's is not very good for our deck, so Corker and Elite is fine for me.
Knife Juggler.
Yeah, it's good too.
Knife Juggler.
Even though Siege Engine is okay.
Siege Engine is okay. We don't need
Siege
it.
Engine would have been okay. We have 2 Clockwork Knights.
Clockwork Knight, yeah. Clockwork Knight.
But Knife Juggler fits the curve.
This,
I'm gonna go get a snack bar. You go do the screenshot.
This deck, man. I'll also read what chat says.